Utie oha extra punk no. Needs FM.
If there's any other thing that we do there,
But do we know, Mr. Bratapia, do we know rules by a Ghana Education Service so rely on in directing Achimota School to admit Nkwadalimi?
They are very clear on rules, you know, because OSHA and the code of Emra Didi Dumana mandate of the year. It is clear that when the mommy income member paraphrase the kaka, that they will provide education for all Ghanaian children, irrespective of tribe, gender, disability, and even religious or political affiliation. But they will do it on the basis of equality in providing quality education for the Ghanaian child. That is their objective.
And then Achimota School is also saying, say, you would see, and now say, Kokope School Fufro. Now say, for 3 years, why are dreadlocks? Now we would dreadlocks no for 3 years, sir. Say, after 3 years, I was saying, Fubi mana.
Of course, it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change anything. That the decision of taking off the rasta, no, and as a keep it, no, I know it is what I would call convenient. And you know, if the school authority gives them, oh, yeah, no one can tell the year, but the school cannot compel the child to say the OD.
Oh, so the school can advise or can request of the parents the money mobility.
That is why we even said, at least Munja first. And now Munya will want to in our country. These are the rules and regulations. So you negotiate that in the context of the school environment.
And look, so who can't say Munya first? You know, it brings to mind to say computer selection you place you in this school now. It does not necessarily mean say you have been admitted to that school.
Of course. Of course.
It didn't say the computer can place you in that school, but upon further and as upon presenting yourself, you may be denied the opportunity.
Of course.
Hey.
Although the school has that authority to be doing certain things, but you don't compel them to say something. You would think without even, you see.
But do we even know, Mr. Bratapia of Charles Rice International, do we know, say, from the Rastafarian sect, whether Obi Yini Rasta Noah, a DNBC?
That is why I am saying that. What there is the religious belief, people have. I don't have issues with that. I don't have issues with that. But what I'm saying is that what would be the effect of the child keeping the hair, and what would be the effect for not keeping the hair? These two bodies, Omuna is a more contract. So you need to sit down and negotiate. But where one says me, the other one says for you, and the welfare of the child is at stake in this matter. I have an issue with that. The parents in the country, there is a religious belief. Someone in our court has gone further to say that even if religious beliefs do or say
Yeah. There's a religious sect.
Exactly. But the Ghanaian court has further to say that no. When it comes to the welfare of the child, it has less to do with religious affiliation. But once an act will take the life of a child, it is the responsibility of the state to save the life of a child. In this way, a doctor, Nasa Paraba, Nasa Moja, Nasa Moja, now the man never go ahead and do it. The state will protect you. There are a lot of cases we've gone beyond even institutional regulations, religious belief systems to establish what the state wants for the welfare of our child. That is what we should be concerned about. Once we take the child out, and then we begin to fight regulatory issues, we begin to fight religious issues, then we should know that we are not advancing the progress of the child. We are just only playing a dancing chair and thinking that we are protecting our religion or we are protecting the dignity of our school. But that is not it. The environment is dedicated for the training of Yankora, and that should be our ultimate.
What then becomes your reaction to another story of an 18-year-old traditional priest who has been denied admission to Jose Penny Senior High School? One of the kind of saying.
No, it's all within the same context. But the other issue that we also have to look at, there are certain a year that becomes harmful. If in that context.
Just obi betimi aba be rasta watch matter school dia obi so kokom e wo George Penny Senior School dia me ma ne kokom.
And then I believe that Yama Yamran is there, but maybe once your activities will not impede the progress of another person in environment, maybe will not, and we know that.
It is a Jessa traditional priest 18-year-old yes so mesne enko George Penny Senior High School. They say bia akom no so fa no so that's what come headmaster be dey.
Yankom with or baby as okokom no nkokom. And
otimi GS at no akokom no aba.
No aba. But environment the child should be accepted irrespective of whoever is. But if they come to certain activities, would impose threat to other people, I don't think that should be allowed. But to deny the child on the basis of and be my way I conform invest in it and I don't think that this should even be an issue. But you wouldn't mean that or conform now better to them. No, I don't think that. That is why even within our public school, your uniform man and almost educational school. Those are the things that we can streamline, but it should not be the basis to deny the child its right to education.
So let's ask again. All students of Achimota School, no proprietary right ben was almost do man betumo be say Omo Ghana Education Service and withdraw.
It's social, and I don't think that we should entertain that. We all know the role that all student associations play in our educational system, and they should stay within their limits and provide a system for the welfare of Ankara in the school. And yes, but I don't think that we should. This should be something that we should even talk about. And, they've made a request. It's up to Ghana Education Service to decide whether or not they want to accept that request.
Na employees so they do baby no more refuel recent time here airport company employees say MD and into year we are employed to come and do teacher forces say I didn't Ghana Education because with them employees from relationship with state agencies, especially when there are children involved now. Now more access to quality advice on the course of action open to them now.
You see, we have allowed a certain act to persist for a long time. And reversing it comes with its own implications and all that. And share employer and employee relationship. It should be purely based on fairness. But that employee be decided that they are okay for all year one year we are money it has muddied the waters in terms of the relationship that exists between the two. Some have that power of negotiation, but I think that it should be exercised in a manner that do not affect the very course they've been employed to do. If you are a teacher, you see, elsewhere, if you are trained as a social worker, a clinical psychologist, your basic responsibility is to the work. But the basic thing that we all fight for has to do with the welfare issues concerning the work that we do, without necessarily focusing on the various mandates that have been given to us to work. And I'm not baby sometimes they're a bit difficult for me to talk about it because I have my own opinion on some of these issues and all that. But I believe that let's have a focus on our core mandate and what it is that if things that we've been trained for as teachers, we have to live the dream and aspiration of that.
Right. For now, you better was say na the way forward. So your legitimate expectation say Akwadano would be admitted at Achimota School. But in the event GAS were to more or less somersault and Achimota School is then allowed having to avoid undermining the school authority and GAS then somersaults na Achimota School and Fankwadana, can we see Child Rights International supporting such children to test the law now?
Any day, I can promise you that. I can promise you. If the next current education service decides to renege on the directive that is issued, I can promise you that we will go to court. Any day, I can promise you that 100%.
Now, such instances, yeah, now support me free here for a child right team amount to legal challenge on children's issue.
Yeah, well, there are two ways that we can look at it. One is to get the support of the parents, because in this case, because you are not directly affected by this human rights issue. Your constitution, most of the human rights issues, you must be affected by it before you can bring a cause of action. Unless you are going for interpretation and it's the public to team up to look at this. We will do so, and where we also think there is a matter of interpretation, there is a public interest case. Why not? We would also pursue that from that angle, and then whatever the cost is, we will abide by it. I believe in our court system. Into whatever they say, we would also abide by it.
Right. You better watch it.
Utie Oha Exi Punk no Needs FM.